Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Today I've got a bit of a haul video for you guys, but it's like a haul, first impressions of a whole bunch of fragrances that I've wanted to smell for a long time. Now to be fair, some of these I smelled first years ago, a couple of them, but it's been so long since I've smelled them, I figured I should go ahead and check them out again. That way, if I really like them, I can make a purchase. And then all the other ones are fragrances that have been heavily hyped and kind of piqued my interest. So I wanted to check them out and see if they work for me, as well as they work for a lot of other people out there. I got this as a big sample haul, and later on in this video, I'm going to give away this whole set to one of you guys out there. So stay tuned for that giveaway, but for now, let's jump into it and let's smell some fragrances and see if these are as good as I hope they are. Now, each one of these I got from ScentSplit. In case you're unaware of ScentSplit, they are a fantastic company for buying decants or samples, or even just buying a smaller version of a fragrance to take on vacation with you or throw into a gym bag or something like that. I got a whole bunch of different sizes from ScentSplit so I can show you how they look, from some of their larger ones to more mid-sized ones on down to smaller ones. Kind of look like I'm Gambit or something from X-Men. I'm gonna whip those at somebody. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to ScentSplit and to each one of these fragrances on ScentSplit in case you want to check them out. But I think ScentSplit is the best website right now for buying decants. Love them. And it goes without saying, everything they sell is completely authentic, fast shipping, the whole thing. They come in these little boxes, and this is probably gonna make a mess, but check it out. Oh, it didn't make a mess because there's a little thing over front. They just sit right down inside here on a nice little bed of chopped up paper. ScentSplit, when you need splitted scents. Yeah, whatever. So let's get this kicked off with Ganymede. And this is a 5 milliliter size sample. Ganymede I have seen getting so much love, but it still kind of flies under the radar a little bit. I dig it because it's named after one of Jupiter's moons, which is cool because one of my favorite classes was astronomy. That's a little hint, a little trivia for you. Let's go ahead and give this a spray, see how it smells. All right. We're using tester strips today because I'm not gonna spray myself with 7 different fragrances all at the same time, because then I'd have to go jump in the shower. This is really interesting. It's got a very minerally kind of feel to it. It's got a lot of different floral notes, floral aspects to the fragrance, but it doesn't really come across smelling floral. Just a hint of sweetness and this kind of minerally sparkle. Off the tester strip, a touch of that suede, a little bit of saffron kind of lurking underneath everything else. Almost like it's been spritzed with a tiny touch of mineral water too. That's intriguing, interesting, wearable. And I get the hype. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Of course, I'd rather wear it off skin, frankly, than this stupid tester strip, but we're gonna keep on with the strips for now. Next up, YSL TUXEDO. Now, this one has been getting hyped for a long time, and this is one that I have smelled before in store, but locally, there are no stores that carry anything other than the most main line of designer fragrances. So this one I smelled when I was on a vacation. I think a trip up to Canada is when I had smelled this initially, but it's been a while since then. So I figured let's check it out again. See if it's how I remember it to be. Ooh, yeah, it's really good. Man, off this tester strip, there's kind of like a gourmandy facet to it. This almost edible aspect where it's so smooth, almost like a meringue of smoothness. Like, you know how you whip eggs and they turn into a meringue and it's so airy? It's got this kind of richness to it, this sweetness to it, but it has this airiness as well. So it's like this mixture of being airy and yet dense at the same time. Oh man, it really does the trick. Cheap alternative to this one is going to be Mustache Eau de Parfum, but you know, if you got the money, go for TUXEDO, I'd say. Rose, patchouli, vanilla, little bits of spice in here. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, that one's worth the hype too. Let's keep it going. Next up, CHECKMATE from FRAPIN, and this is a 9 milliliter size. Pretty cool, actually. Looks like a little test tube. So while this is pleasant it can't compete with the last two fragrances I smelled. This is woodsy, kind of an aroma chemically cashmerean type of woodsy. Yeah, mainly cashmerean, maybe a spritz of Isui Super or something like that. You've got dry facets from the wood, little bits of florals, a touch of fresh spice, a sprinkling of citrus zest kind of spritzed over top, almost in the same way as when somebody makes a cocktail and they take that citrus and they kind of just do that above the glass, you know, so you get this slight aromatic feel from the citrus, but you don't really get a whole lot of citrus. Kind of like that. There's not much of it in here. That's all right, but it's definitely a couple steps down from the last two. Next up, we get a little one, little 2 mil, and this is Tobacco Mandarin from BYREDO. Now, one thing that I love about these samples is that they actually have an atomizer. Not all of them do. I mean, if you go with the tiniest, which this one is, just so I can show you what the tiniest ones look like, they don't always come with an atomizer, but at least the 2 mils do. Yeah, I like this. It's got this like honeyed kind of sticky sweetness on the edge. Yeah, really nice. Honey's not an official note here, but I'm picking it up and I'm liking it. It's like a dark honey. You know, it's not like a, well, maybe it is a little bit like that teddy bear honey, but it comes across like this dark honeyed tobacco. Man, I like it a lot. Now, when I very first smelled it, like when I very first sprayed it on before I hit my hand with that extra spray, it was kind of reminding me of 50,000 other amber fragrances out there. I know it's Mandarin, tobacco, Mandarin, but it was reminding me a lot of a bunch of amber fragrances. Yeah. And so my very first sniff, I thought to myself, oh God, like it's, you know, it's done well, but it's not going to stand out. That's what I thought. And to me right now, I mean, basically what it smells like is, and again, this is off a tester strip. Off skin, it could be different and I could be let down, but off this tester strip, man, that honeyed sweetness, like it's basically you smell and you get the tobacco, you get that little bit of spiciness that's in here. But then after you stop that kind of initial smell, so I'll try to explain this. So that kind of after part is where that honey really settles in on the nose, and it's like this little rush of sweetness that like shoots straight up to your brain and just like makes endorphins pop off. It's like, oh, that's great. Oh, I like it. So that I really like. Much more than I was expecting. Off my very initial reaction, I was kind of like, well, who cares? And then it kind of just walloped me right in the face. We got another tobacco here, Mystery Tobacco from Carolina Herrera. So we'll see if Mystery Tobacco can stand up to Tobacco Mandarin. Which tobacco will reign supreme? And this is from Herrera's, call it private line. It's just easier to call everything that a designer house does with their more exclusive fragrances a private line. Okay, yeah, this smells a bit like red tobacco. Yeah, this smells a bit like Mancera red tobacco, which means that it also smells a little bit like Parfum Marley Carlisle, which means that it also smells a bit like Argos Triumph of Bacchus. It doesn't smell bad at all. It smells really good. It's that style. It's that type of scent. So this is one I've wanted for a long time. I've wanted to check out those Herrera fragrances, but they're hard to find for a decent price anywhere. They're always really expensive, and tobacco is one of my favorite notes. So of course I was like, let me just throw that one in the old cart, and that's what we're getting, red tobacco. What's funny is just now I went ahead and looked it up on Fragrantica. First thing that pulled up there, red tobacco, you know, it smells similar to, and I gotta say I agree. It's well done though. I'll say that it's really well done. It smells nice. The blend is good. So if you like red tobacco, you should like that fragrance. It's a sweet, warm, spicy type of tobacco with a real big punch. Next up, let's try a Midnight Stroll from Gucci. And this is the little itty bitty one. So I'm gonna probably just dip the tip. I'm gonna D the T. And also the tobacco fragrances there, for me, I'll take the BYREDO. Now it does come with your little thingy, so you can wipe it on yourself, your little dipstick. I hate those things though. Yeah. I'm making creepy noises. Yeah, that's great. I got it all over my fingers and I don't even care. Just walk around like this, like I'm praying all day. It's got incense, cade oil, and cypress as some of the notes in the fragrance. Actually, I think that's just all the notes. This one, just really, really good if you enjoy dark, woodsy, smoky, kind of mysterious fragrances. Really great interpretation of a moonlit walk through a bit of a dark forest with little hints of, yeah, just moonlight kind of streaking through the leaves. This stuff is great. Yeah, this is really good. Woo! Got some good fragrances here. I'm gonna be spending money. More money. Next up, Santal 33. Now this one I have smelled before. LABO. This is one of the most hyped from the house. I also figured it'd be good for a giveaway, you know, in case somebody's never smelled it. So that's why I threw it in there. Now, some people will say it smells like pickles. Pickles. I get what people are talking about too. It does have that kind of almost dill-like zing in the top with a watery undertone to an extent. That would maybe bring to mind that feeling of crunching into a pickle. Not my favorite from Le Labo. I don't hate it, and I understand the wearability that it has, that so many people will just spray this on and rock the fragrance day or night. It's a different kind of interpretation of sandalwood, and it's really fresh. Papyrus, touch of florals around the edge of the fragrance. It's nice. I like it. I don't like it as much as, say, most of the fragrances I've smelled today. I think Ganymede, Tuxedo, Tobacco Mandarin, Midnight Stroll are all better. Mystery Tobacco is just like, hey, I'm Red Tobacco, what's up, how you doing today? And I'm gonna throw in another one here for you guys as well. Side Effect from INITIO Parfums. I did a review, or I filmed a review on this recently. I don't know if it'll be out first or if this video will be out first, but I filmed a review on it. So I can't really give you a first impression on it because I already filmed a review. I know it pretty well. It's got rum, vanilla, tobacco, got some cinnamon in here as well. Really sticky, sweet, smells great, lasts a long time. The opening, I'm not in love with, but as it dries down, really solid. So I'd say that deserves the hype too. So I'm gonna give away this whole pack, all of these fragrances right here. I'm not gonna spray them anymore. I mean, frankly, I would really like to spray some of these a little bit more, but I've got a good idea of what I'd like to buy from here. So I think I'm good. So for the giveaway, here's what we're gonna do. Need you to like the video, be subscribed to the channel if you're not, and leave a comment below. All you have to do is tell me which of these fragrances intrigues you the most. So you got 8 different ones to pick from. Just tell me which one you think you would like the most. In about 10 days, I'll pick a winner with Random Comment Picker. If you're the winner and you're subscribed, you should see it. I'll post it up on my YouTube community tab. And just hit me up and I'll package all these up and send them out to you. And I gotta say, I really enjoy the way that ScentSplit packages all this stuff up. Like, I did decanting myself for a little while, and my decants were so crappy looking compared to these. And these feel really nice in the hands, nice and heavy. Atomizers work well. Whole thing is done top notch. Really love it. So there we go. Overall, really, really, really pleased with these fragrances. I think of the ones that I had not smelled before, the only one that I feel kind of bleh about is probably Checkmate. It's not that it's bad, it's just the other ones are better, basically. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for hanging with me today. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.